To be an awesome weekend, a lot happening. We mentioned it from around the crown to just college football. Speaking of college football, we talked about the Duke's Mayo Classic happening. I guess is it technically Duke Mayo's Classic or the
Duke's Mayo Classic?
Okay.
Yeah, the bowl is later this year.
Okay, it always confuses me because the bowl is like the thing, right? The big bowl game, obviously, and then you actually have the regular season games. I always get confused because it's always the first. Anyway, that game is happening. But another game that is big and historic, Johnson C. Smith is taking on Morehouse College, not in Georgia, not in North Carolina, but in Boston. They're playing at Harvard Stadium. It is going to be a big game. It is called the Essence HBCU Classic, again, in Boston. And there's a watch party. JCSU has a huge alumni base. And that watch party is happening Saturday, tomorrow. Doors open at 2:30. Kickoff is at 4, so enough time to get there, get settled, have a good time before kickoff. And it's going to be at Infinity Live, 7004 Smith Corners Boulevard here in Charlotte. Free admission. And the raffles, the money they raise will go directly back to JCSU. A great time. And one of the folks a part of this event, Miss Jessica, the girl next door from Power 98, media personality. We had her on the show today, and we wanted to talk about this watch party. We wanted to talk about the importance of HBCUs. And she's also a JCSU alum. And so she talked about her time on campus and what the school means to her. Overall, a great conversation leading into this watch party. So let's check out that interview with Miss Jessica from Power 98. All right, so we have a special guest here in studio. It's surrounding football season. Y'all smell that? It smells like football season. You see here on your screen we have Miss Jessica, the girl next door.
Hi.
Power 98. I can't even list the shows you do because you're on air all the time. So it would just, hey, just check her out. She's on there. 9 times out of 10, you turn on the station, she's on there. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Oh man, so it's a big weekend. Johnson C. Smith University. You're an alum of Johnson C. Smith University.
I am a fifth generation.
Fifth generation?
Fifth generation Smithite.
That was not in the press release. We need to I was going to ask you because you're not from North Carolina.
No.
I did a little bit of research. You're born in New Orleans.
Yes.
Please forgive me. Raised Virginia Beach.
Yes.
Okay. Virginia Beach. I did my research from time to time. So I was going to ask, what was the connection with JCSU? But fifth generation.
So I'm a fifth generation Smithite. Both of my parents attended Johnson C. Smith. They are both graduates of West Charlotte High School.
Wow.
My father really grew up here with us having ties to Excelsior, the club, the nightclub. My uncle, who has passed away, but he was the longtime manager at Excelsior. McDonald's cafeteria. If you were a true Charlottean, you know about McDonald's cafeteria. Well, my uncle is John McDonald, and my aunt, that my family owned that restaurant and hotel when the hotel was around. So I am a true Charlottean, Beatty's 4-row baby all day. I remember attending homecomings at Johnson C. Smith as a little girl. Like I said, both of my parents were there. My older brother, he attended Johnson C. Smith. My oldest brother went to Norfolk State University. So not only is Johnson C. Smith deeply instilled in our family, but HBCUs are as well.
I was about to say, it's in the DNA, it's in the blood. What is that like? So I grew up around A&T. My brother went to A&T, so I spent a lot of time at A&T. And so what is that, for those who are not familiar, that HBCU, that Johnson C. Smith University football season, what is that like?
Man, I mean, it's family.
Yeah.
It is family. I have to say a huge shout out to my big sister. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. My big sister, Dr. Davita Haywood. She has since left Johnson C. Smith. She's now at Virginia Union.
Okay.
But every time I would come on campus, she would always go, welcome home, welcome home, welcome home. And that's exactly what it is. Johnson C. Smith is home, and I am surrounded by my God-given family, friends that I have met from all over the world, because Johnson C. Smith isn't only for people that are from the United States. We have people from all over the world that attend my wonderful university, and they have become my family, with their kids becoming my nieces and nephews. We have this thing where we say, that's my family on my Smith side.
I love it.
So it is family, it is home, and around football season, homecoming season, that's when we have our family reunion. We all come back to fellowship and just see each other and get an update on what families and friends have been doing over the last year.
Oh my God. And look, it helps because recently Johnson C. Smith, y'all haven't done a lot of losing. I pulled up the stats. Last year 8-2.
Come on.
The year before that 7-4. Y'all been doing the thing on the football field, and this weekend is special because the team is playing Morehouse in Boston at Harvard Stadium, the Essence HBCU Classic. For a game like that, it's going to be played. I'm not going to give the network credit who's airing it because it's not our channel, but it's going to be on a big channel, and to have that spotlight on JCSU, what does that mean as an alum? When you sit back and you look at it, you're like, wow, what does that mean?
I'm just proud. I am proud of my alma mater, Johnson C. Smith University. And for folks that don't know, Black college football started with us. It started with us in Livingstone, 1892. That is the date, December 1892. That's when the first Black college football game was played against Johnson C. Smith and Livingstone. And Smith walked out as winners. We beat them 4-0. Okay, that's what we do. But I mean, and if we're just being honest, over the years, Smith hasn't had a strong football team. And so now for us to come back, and these boys are out here and they are doing their thing out there on the field, and for them to be led by an alumnus, Coach Flowers, who is a proud graduate of Johnson C. Smith University, that only makes it even more special for Johnson C. Smith and the alumni and the students to see one of our own leading our own out there and winning. They had an amazing season last year, and we know that they are going to do the same thing this year.
It was like the talk everywhere I went. Last year was my first full football season here in Charlotte, and Johnson C. Smith was talked about more than the Panthers. I'm a diehard Panthers fan, by the way, long-suffering Panthers fan, by the way. But that's going to change this year. But that's another topic, another time. We'll talk about that later. But that was a talk of town, and to hear the football team and the program be highlighted, that had to be good to hear.
It was wonderful. Yeah. It was not only great for us as alumni, but it was great for those guys out there on the field. As a football player, you go out there and you give it your all, and that's what they were doing. That's what they were doing every day. And so for them to be recognized for their hard work, it felt good to see our school finally getting that recognition in that world.
I learned something. The alumni Lovables.
Yes.
I didn't know. Again, first the second full football season coming up here in Charlotte. One, that's an incredible name. But two, you're teaming up. Are you in the Lovables? I gotta ask, because the way I saw it, it read like a band, like Andre 3000 in the Love Below. That's what it read like. I thought that's what it read like. That's what I read like.
My classmates.
I joke, but
any of my classmates that are listening and hear you ask me that question would only expect me to respond and say yes. I was a Lovable. No, okay. I am an honorary Lovable.
Okay.
Honorary Lovable. Listen, our cheerleaders, that's who the Lovables are. They are our cheerleaders, and they are phenomenal, dynamic ladies. I could never do what they do athletically out there to support our team and cheer people people on the spirit. We can't have a game without our Lovables, and I have been honored to work with them. We've had about 3 watch parties so far, and we came together and we've been just doing. And now it's turned into this thing where it has become expected of us to do it, and we've always asked, "Are y'all doing the watch party? Are y'all doing the watch party?" So I have to send a huge shout out to Shawanda, Brittany, Nikki, Ivory, Shalonda. I don't want to forget anybody. I should have never even started this, but but those Miss Lied, we come together every year and we just get to going, and we're like, let's do a watch party, and that's who I team up with. And the spirit that they bring to the games, that's the same spirit and energy they bring to our watch parties.
And I should have set it up a little bit better. Look, I got carried away because I saw your name and I was like, I got to point this out. This sounds like a band. But shout out to the Lovables. But the watch party for the Essence, I keep wanting to call it Essence Bowl. It is big like a bowl game. The Essence HBCU Classic. You're doing this watch party because a lot of folks can't get up there to Boston.
Yeah.
So how did that come together? I know you talked about sort of the origins of doing the watch parties, but doing a watch party for this, how did that come together?
So it started, I think, with the Beach Bowl last year. We were invited to the Beach Bowl last year, and that one happened in Florida. Then we were also invited to the Red Tails Classic, which is also going on this weekend. I have to send a shout out to them. Golden Bulls, do not get mad at me, but I have to send a huge shout out to Winston-Salem State University and Tuskegee.
Any names that you got
Well, they're playing against each other in the Red Tail Classic.
But I'm saying any names. I know you had a list of names that you were trying to remember.
No.
I was going to put you on the spot again. All right, never mind.
I know too many people over there at Winston.
I digress.
But they're playing in the Red Tails Classic. So we played in that last year. So that was our second watch party. And then when this came around, alumni, it falls on a holiday weekend, and some alumni already had plans where they couldn't leave Charlotte or anything like that, or they were coming to Charlotte. That was their Labor Day plan, to come to Charlotte. And so they were like, "Are y'all gonna do the watch party?" And we were like, "Yeah, we're gonna do the watch party." And I have to send a huge shout out to Infinity Live. That's where we actually have it. And they have always, from day one, supported. And it's so funny because the first year that we did it, the owner goes, "Oh, I had no idea Johnson C. Smith got down like this." I said, "Oh, no." Smith we gonna show up and we gonna show out about our own. So we are excited about this Saturday.
What can folks expect? Because they'll hear this and they're like, "Look, I gotta pull up. I got something to do this weekend. I'm gonna pull up to the party." What can folks expect?
So the beautiful thing about this watch party is not only limited to Johnson C. Smith, Smithites. It's not only limited to alum. You can expect HBCU representation from all around the United States showing up in their HBCU paraphernalia, coming in to show support to Johnson C. Smith if their team isn't playing. I got a text message earlier this week that said Morehouse alumni chapter here in North Carolina, they plan on attending. Morehouse is going to be in the building. It's going to be a good time. But more is, like I said earlier, going back to that family reunion feel. We're going to be in there. We got great music. Shout out to DJ Dales. He's going to have the music. We're going to have raffles. A lot of our alumni, the president of our Alumni Association, Dirty, he is donating some things. Our brother Justin, who is an entrepreneur, he's donating some things. Shout out to Lex Bibby, who produces a lot of the wonderful Smith paraphernalia that you might see us in. He is he's donating some stuff, and 100% of the proceeds we are giving right back to Johnson C. Smith University.
Wow, that's incredible.
All going back to our alma mater to help out the students that are currently there.
There's some incredible HBCUs, and I had the pleasure of working. I'm from North Carolina. I had the pleasure of working in Greensboro, Raleigh, now here in Charlotte, and be exposed to a lot of these great universities. And before I let you go, you've been so gracious with your time. How has going to an HBCU, you talked about it before, how has that changed your life? Could you see yourself doing anything different? I know it's in your DNA, but looking back, could you see yourself doing anything different?
Johnson C. Smith was my blessing from God.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine. So I'll go back. A couple of years ago, I was asked to write a letter to my younger self. And it was for a newspaper here in Charlotte. And I struggled with it. I was like, what do I want to write? What do I want to write? And it was up until like the day before I had to turn this in. I was like, I still don't know what to write. And I sat down and I started writing, and my letter to my younger self turned into my love letter to Johnson C. Smith University.
Wow.
It turned into talking about how growing up in Virginia Beach and being told you can't do this, or this opportunity isn't available for you. When I stepped on the campus of Johnson C. Smith, all of that you can't do turned into, no, you can do it. You can do it. I'm going to teach you and show you how you can do it. There's nothing on this earth that you cannot do, and I'm going to give you the tools so that you not only can do it, but you feel confident doing it. And that is what I got from the professors, the staff, from Dr. Dorothy Kauser Yancey, the president of Johnson C. Smith University, all the way down to my baby Bubba, who Bubba just works all over in the campus. You might see him in the cafeteria. You might see him working concessions at a basketball game. But if you are on campus, you know who Bubba is. And as a matter of fact, my shirt has all of the influential people who played a role in my life at Johnson C. Smith. Like you said, it starts off with Yancey, who was the president at Johnson C. Smith when I was there. It goes down to Coach Steve Joyner, who was the longtime athletic director and the men's basketball coach at Johnson C. Smith. Sherry Waters, who was the director of student activities, and I was heavily involved in student activities. Underneath that, you have Day, who stands for Dean Day. He was the dean of students at Johnson C. Smith when I was there. Underneath him, you have Mr. Mack, who is still there at Johnson C. Smith. He was that director of housing. And then underneath Mr. Mack, you have Bubba, who is still there on campus. And every time I walk on campus, he's going to go, there go my baby, there go my baby. But this is the representation, and these are the people that helped make me who I am today. And that is what I got from Johnson C. Smith University.
And that's a great message to young people, especially young people first year college or in college or high school students. The power of affirmations and the power of having the right people in the right community around you, because that really can shape your life. I mean, you talk about X number of years later and you're still able, just like yesterday, remember the impact that they had and they still have on you.
And these people that are on this shirt, every single one of them, I still communicate with today. I still talk to, including Dr. Yancey, who we just honored last year at our Arch of Triumph Gala, the wonderful work, who is also a graduate of Johnson C. Smith University. Wow. I cannot do this interview without bigging up our president right now, Dr. Kinlock. She is a graduate of Johnson C. Smith University. Anthony Brown, who is the director of student activities now, a graduate of Johnson C. Smith University. So these people really, really are invested in not only the students that go there, but invested in Smith as a whole to make sure that we are producing nothing but greatness.
And I have to shout out Johnson C. Smith because they hosted recently, back in April, Charlotte Area Association of Black Journalists Conference, Region 2 Conference. So the campus was gracious enough to host a chapter, and those black journalist chapters from surrounding areas, and they're always great every time I go to Johnson C. Smith. So just shout them. You about to make me go and enroll and get a degree so I can say I'm an alum.
You know, we got our master's program over there for social work. We doing big things at Johnson C. Smith University.
I'm thinking about it.
Come on.
All right, that's Miss Jessica here. Again, the watch party. What time the doors open?
We will be watching Johnson C. Smith University take on Morehouse College this Saturday. Doors open up at 2:30. We will be at Infinity Live, which is over there in the North Lake area of Charlotte. 7004 Smith Corners Boulevard. That is the address. The kickoff for the game begins at 4 p.m. and we are inviting everyone everyone to come out and cheer on our Golden Bulls. You do not have to have attended Johnson C. Smith, have to have attended an HBCU. Listen, this is a perfect time for someone that is thinking about going back to college to come out and maybe have some conversations with alum from various HBCUs about why they made the decision to attend the school that they did.
You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Miss Jessica, thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Go Bulls!